Sup, sippers. Welcome back to Sip and Spiral. Grab your sips because we're getting into it. Hey, Wendy.
What's up, Sarah? Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. We're recording early in the morning today, which is great. Bright eyed and bushy tailed. Because that's life, right? Sometimes you just gotta talk to your best friend super early in the morning before the day gets
Yep,
kicked off.
I agree. It's the best way to start off your day.
That's right. What are you sipping on today?
I am sipping on some iced coffee.
How do you make your iced coffee? What's your jam?
So I tried a new recipe in quotes. Um, it takes instant coffee, hot
Hmm.
water, and milk, and a little bit of brown sugar.
Ooh,
And I like meal prep my coffee for the week.
yeah,
It is delicious and I love it.
that's awesome.
What are you sipping on today?
Well, I have already had my coffee, and I just finished that. So since it is the morning and I needed just a little more caffeine, I am drinking a little espresso.
Out of a martini glass. I love it.
Well, a little espresso. My recipe is vanilla vodka, Kahlua, and espresso shaken, poured in a martini glass. So I'm drinking an espresso martini.
It's
Cheers.
cheers.
I
I
don't
love
have to
it.
work today. Here we go. So we'll see how this gets by the end.
This should be great. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh,
I have a
how's the week
confession.
week been? Oh gosh, what?
I had avocado toast for breakfast.
How was it?
It was delicious and I feel like a sellout.
Uh, it talks about how much we don't get the avocado toast. Immediately eats avocado toast. I actually saw a menu of a restaurant we want to go to, or we've been wanting to go to, and they have brunch now, and they have avocado toast. Excuse me, and I was like, that looks delicious. I want to go for brunch instead of dinner.
Here we are.
Here we are. Here we are. So I want to get into a spiral.
Let's do it.
I'm I'm ready to spiral. I have this summer, especially, I saw a bunch around. I don't know if it like started on social media and that prompted some of, some articles and things, but the concept of 40 being the new 30.
Hmm.
So there are a lot of people, I don't know names. I actually don't know how many people there might be four. But that's a lot. When live with your husband, four people is more than two.
I just want to preface to say we have no references for anything. Don't check our math. Don't, we are not doing parenthetical documentation.
Nope.
It, we are just flying off the cuff. So don't come at us for checking references. So, yes,
We
a lot of
yeah.
people.
No research. We are not researchers. We are not therapists. We are not doctors. But we will pretend to be all the things.
Yes.
So 40 is the new 30. I don't feel like 40 is the new 30. I'm gonna get to the punchline. 40 is 40. I don't know why we can't just be okay with just being like, yeah, I'm 42, I'm 45, I'm 56, I'm 32. Like, I don't want to pretend that I'm younger, and I honestly don't want to pretend I'm older. I want to be 40. So I found it interesting enough to stop and be like, why do people say this? So I actually did a little research, not a researcher, but I did a little research of what prompted at least the trend I was seeing this summer. And something was on social media about Diane Keaton and Father of the Bride. And she was 45 in the movie. That was her character's age. And she dresses, and everyone's like, she looks so much older than 45-year-olds look these days. And I was like, I don't think she looks that. I think she looks 45. But also her wardrobe and things were very different. Like they were very drab and beige and kind of like almost playing dress up of what a parent looked like, in my opinion. So I said that, that's interesting. And then I started to get into, okay, Why do we think 40 is the new 30? I think a lot of it started with when we were young, like kids, what 40-year-olds were portrayed as or 30-year-olds
Hmm.
were portrayed as on TV. So I have a couple famous TV characters for you. Parents, and I'm going to ask you, Sarah. So, parents on Family Matters, how old do you think their characters were in the show?
Family Matters. Classic show, one of my favorites.
Did I do that?
Carl and Harriet Winslow. I'm guessing they were 38.
35 and 36.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So
And that's
you kind of are
interesting.
on the shtick, right? Like, so yeah, go ahead.
And that's interesting because and they had like almost grown children, like high
Hmm.
school children, but then they also had, well, I guess little Nicky was the nephew. Okay.
I also can't remember if these were their real ages or their TV character ages. It's fine. Again, we're not researchers, so we're gonna go with it. Um, Married with Children. Ted and Peggy Bundy.
Ted and Peggy Bundy. Wow. Watching the show, I would have thought like late 40s.
Correct. 39 and 33. 33.
Okay. That's
I
young.
didn't, yeah, I didn't know how to fold a fitted sheet at 33.
Still
Hashtag
don't.
still don't. Um, Tim the Toolman Taylor, and I can't remember his wife's name.
Jill.
Jill.
Jill Taylor. I would say early 40s.
Tim Allen, 38, Jill, 40. Which I think Jill looks the youngest of all of this, as portrayed on TV. And she was 40. And
Yes.
finally, Roseanne.
Oh, Roseanne, I would guess like honestly late 40s.
Yeah, 35 and 35. Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
It's wild. And I think it was a lot of how they were like dressed or the hairstyles, the clothing. They were all portrayed as like they're married, they have a family, they have mortgages. The houses were huge, first of all. Nobody in 35 has a house that big. Nobody. Nobody. Well, probably some people, but you get it. They like just how they talked, they were supposed to have their stuff, their shit together, but they were in their 30s. That's not real life. My favorite, and this one gets me to the core, Blanche, who is queen of Golden Girls. Blanche is it. She is my jam. She is my spirit animal on that show. Her character was 47 years old. 47.
Playing the Golden Girls.
Yes. Wild.
I've got
So,
I've got one more to add for that.
hit me.
Um, Stu and Dee Dee Pickles from the Rugrats. Tommy Pickles' parents.
Now they were being animated characters looked really old. 42.
32 and 33.
They hadn't even opened a 401k.
Correct.
So like yeah, I think that's reading it, that's where. And then there was an article that Elle magazine, and then some subsequent, sorry, I can't cite all of the articles that I read, but Elle magazine did one on Anne Hathaway. And it was like, is 40 the new 30? So Anne Hathaway was in the movie Idea of You, which I have not seen, but she plays a 40-year-old woman. And everyone was like, she does not look old enough to be 40. She looks too young to have a teenage or a college age daughter. And guess how old she was when she shot it? 40. She was 40 playing a 40-year-old and looks incredible.
Hmm.
So they kind of dove into why 40 is the new 30. And their theory was that now, these days, in the 2020s, um, women have, you know, better eating habits, move their bodies, they're redefining what beauty is. We as women collectively have better like skincare, like all of these things. And that's kind of what they were saying was that is why 40 is the new 30. Like 40-year-olds, 40 and in 50s and, subsequent generations are redefining what it looks like. I'm not on board with this. I'm not on board with this.
I'm not either, and I feel like it's a ploy because it it's meant to make it sound like don't worry about turning 40 because of X, Y, and Z. It's like when a bride is getting married and they're like, "Oh, it's good luck if it rains on your wedding day." I'm like, I think you're just telling that so the bride doesn't like freak out. Or if a bird shits on you, it's supposed to be good luck. You're just telling me that because I have bird poop rolling down my arm. I think it's just a ploy to get you to not think about like what is really happening
Yeah.
and to work through it. So I would agree. 40 is not the new 30. 40 is
40 is not
40.
the 40 is 40. I
40
think
is 40.
too, like, we agreed. And I think, like, I think it's a ploy. I think it's a way to sell magazines or get people to read your blogs or a way, like, TV can make. When we see women on a screen, we instantly try to connect with them. I think that's just human nature. That's science somehow, because I'm a scientist now too. Like somehow you mentally see a woman and you're like, oh, how can I relate? Because I'm a woman. I think, yeah, I just think, why didn't we embrace what we were? I think the other piece of this too is not only looks and like how the media portrays us or how Hollywood portrays women in their 40s, 50s, etc. But I also think now women are getting married later. I got married at 37 or 8. Well, I got married twice. So 37 and 38 to the same man. I people are having children later. So I think the concept of being settled used to be by the time you were in your 40s, you're settled. Like you have a house, you have a significant other, you have children, you have all of these things, and that's it. You're settled, and that what comes next? Nothing. Like that's it. And I just don't think that's the case anymore.
Yeah, we're in the world that we live in today, we are breaking the mold of all these traditional things and we're we're able to see um molds being broken and people being able to go after their own goals. But for some reason, the traditional timeline of what a woman should do has not changed. It's like you graduate high school, you go to college, you get married, you have kids. Everyone has these timelines, and it's like, why are we not breaking those molds? And similar to you, like I met my now husband when I was 33. We got married when I was 38. I had a child when I was 39, and it's like I was advanced age, but I'm like, I am still young.
So young.
Like when I told my mom that I was pregnant, I felt like I was like I'm going to be in so much trouble because I'm a teen mom and
Teen
I have to tell
mom.
my mom. But in reality, like I am young.
You are. Yeah,
But
you are. And
now
and telling your mom you're
if I tell you that I'm young watching you do this cartwheel, I have the ambulance on standby because one of my favorite party tricks is to say, "Watch this, I can do a cartwheel." It's
yeah,
one of my favorite things.
yeah, I've seen it. You're really good at it, in my opinion. I think we are still young. I don't think age is a number. I think age is age, and I am here for embracing it. So what I also, when you told your mom you were a teen mom, it's weird that you have to tell people that you're pregnant because they know you had sex. That's a weird concept to me. Like, it's weird to say, "Hi, I'm 39. I am pregnant. Me and my husband are welcoming this beautiful child that we wanted. Also, we had sex to make that happen." That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, so I thought it could be fun to do a little something here.
Okay.
What would we, Sarah and Wendy specifically, or anybody who's listening, what would we tell our 30-year-old self? I have one to start.
Go for it.
Girl, stop buying clothes at Forever 21. You are too old, number one. And number two, they will disintegrate in 2 weeks. Don't waste your money. The
And
sequin top is not worth it.
fast forward to today, stop buying your stuff at Shein.
Yes. So now, yeah, 30-year-old Wendy, stop buying Forever 21. 30-year-old listening, stop buying stuff on Shein.
Okay, what would I tell my 30-year-old self? None of this fucking matters.
Yeah.
The things that I was worried about don't matter. Like, they did not matter.
Mm-mm.
And along the same lines, like, I think FOMO is a marketing scam.
Yeah.
Who cares if you were not invited to that? Enjoy the time that you have at home. Enjoy the time that you are not out with, like, draining your social battery. Enjoy the fact that you have a night off. I think FOMO is a marketing scam.
Yeah. I read once somewhere that FOMO has turned into I don't give a fuck. Like what used to be
Yes.
FOMO is that now, and I'm here for it. Yeah, I also would tell my 30-year-old self, Wendy, you will have a social battery someday. Like that you can go and go and go and talk and enjoy people. Someday that having a cocktail with friends that you love and want to do once a month will drain your social battery. You have a
Yes.
battery. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah. And I had alluded to this earlier, but honestly, like, fuck the traditional like milestone calendars.
Yeah.
Um, it is not an easy thing to do because you are always going to be thinking about like, am I where I'm supposed to be? But
Hmm.
only you can decide that if you feel like you are where you're supposed to be in life. So fuck the traditional milestone calendars. I had a friend of mine in college, a few years older than me, and I thought and she still is like the shit. And she didn't meet her husband until later. She got married. She started her career. She is super successful. And I'm like, that's what I want to thrive to be. I don't need to get married right away and have a kid because I want to do X, Y, and Z. Plus, the people that I dated in my 20s, God forbid somebody should have smacked me.
We should have
So,
smacked each other. We
yeah,
literally should have smacked each other.
we absolutely should have. So, my advice would be build a life that you love and that you can thrive in. And then anything that is added to that, if you
Hmm.
meet your partner, that is just a bonus.
Yeah.
I remember I bought, um, I bought my house and was like, I was in my early 30s and I'm like, you know what? My milestone calendar should have said, or it said I should have been married by now. And
Hmm.
this is the house that I love. I am living a life that I love, and I am okay if this happens. And once I came to terms with being like who I am and comfortable in my own skin, here comes my husband prancing down the road into my life 6 months after I bought my house on a
Yeah.
life I was going to live. So
Yeah.
none of the things that you're worrying about matter. Build a
Yeah.
life that you love, build a life that you can thrive in, and all the people that come into it will be a bonus.
Yeah. And I want to be clear if you meet your significant other at 12, good for you. Like, that's okay. If as long as you are comfortable and are doing what you want. We have a friend who I think met her still husband, couple that I love, have beautiful children that I feel like an aunt to. They started dating in high school but knew each other their whole lives. Like, that's great. That is their journey. I think that's it too, is like, there isn't a journey, it is your journey. So that's what you should focus on, is like, just, it doesn't matter, the milestones don't matter. You do what you want to do for you.
Correct.
That's what matters. I also am, yeah. The other thing I thought about when I would tell my 30-year-old self to go with where you're going is like, if he's just not that into you, that book, he's just not that into you. Trust me when I say enjoy being single.
Yes.
We were both, I don't want to speak for you, but I've known you through our 20s, 30s, now 40s. We were both single a lot of our 20s and 30s, right? Because building career, doing whatever. I always, so I was single a lot. I was not a habitual relationship person. I always wanted it. Like, I always wanted it, but I didn't want it with somebody that didn't feel natural. But I was still a girl. I was still just a girl trying to figure it out. And I just wanted, like, I tried to force relationships with people, or like force a thing with people that were just not into me. And that was so, and I think I did it, psychotherapy. I think I did it because I didn't want it yet. I wasn't ready for it yet. But what I would tell 30-year-old Wendy is, I know that you want to spend your life with somebody. Enjoy being single, because girl, he is worth the wait when he comes. He is going to come into your life, and it is going to rock your world, and he is going to be worth the wait. So stop worrying about these boys, because the man's about to come.
Agreed.
And you will be so settled in the life that you're building with him, because it's right. And you did it on your own terms.
And if you are dating somebody that is just not that into you, or you're just not into them, make sure that if they slide you their phone number on a napkin, you have a friend next to you that's going to blow their nose in that napkin to get you out of the situation.
We were in our 30s. We were at a bar, a sports bar near where we lived. And we were just sitting having drinks and eating, and two guys come up and sit at our table. And they were fine, right? But one was really into you. So you can tell the rest of the story. This is a good story time. This is a real true story.
Ironically, I had just met my now husband, and we were newly dating.
Very
And this
newly.
guy had was talking to us and wanted to give me his number. And I said, I'm seeing somebody right now, and so I'm just not that interested. And he wrote his number down on a napkin, because that's what we did back in the day. And he slid it over to me, and I just ignored the napkin. And then he took that said napkin with his number on it and put it on my knee, to which I grabbed and put back on the table. And he just wasn't getting it. Wendy comes over and, unbeknownst to her, needs to blow her nose, and grabs said napkin with number on it and blows her nose. And this guy almost blew a gasket. I had never seen somebody storm away from a table so bad. And it was totally unplanned. But have a friend that will blow their nose in a napkin to get you out of a situation.
Oh, guys give me the ick. Guys in their 20s and 30s just give me, not all of them. There's a lot of incredible ones, but the guys we're talking about, girls. The ones at a sports bar being cheesy chesters. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Another thing I would tell 30-year-old Wendy is, the chunky statement necklaces are cute. Rock them as much as you want, but they will hurt your neck. It's not worth the pain to be cute. When you're 40, 30-year-old Wendy, when you're 40, 42, 50, I bend over to pick up a cat toy and throw my back out for 2 days. So enjoy the health of your back and neck. The statement necklace ain't worth it. The bubbles, don't do it. It was cute. I loved a statement necklace.
I think a lot of us did. I think a
The
lot of
amount
us
of
did.
money I spent on statement necklaces, I bet I had 30 because I would like dress them up, dress them down. Like you could wear a t-shirt and wear one. You could be in your suit and wear one. I wish I had that money in invested right now because that would be great. Oh, also 30-year-old Wendy, invest in Apple. Quit spending money on statement necklace and buy Apple stock.
Valid.
Do that. Do that.
Okay, one thing that I would tell my 30-year-old self to continue doing is to travel solo.
Oh.
It is a scary thought to think about of like why would you want to go like on a vacation by yourself or go someplace by yourself when we don't even go to the bathroom alone. But honestly, there is something that is so liberating about traveling solo and and just like experiencing life. Don't wait for somebody else to want to do the same goal that you have. Just go. There was I used to pick a word for each new year and say this was going to be my mantra or this was going to be how I like crafted my year around. And one year it was to just go. And I wanted to go on these trips. And I would ask some friends, and if they couldn't go, that doesn't change the fact that I still want to go on this trip. So I went solo. And people thought it was the craziest concept. And it was so liberating. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of forced into traveling alone because I traveled for work quite a bit
Yeah.
and I would go
Yeah.
places solo. And I started to realize, like, I don't care that I'm eating dinner alone. I don't care
Mm-mm.
that I'm sitting at the hotel bar solo. And I was going to these really cool places. And I'm like, I'm not just going to sit in my hotel room. So I
Yeah.
would say travel solo. It is totally worth it. You will start to identify who you really are and what you enjoy. And it's liberating. And you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry about somebody like not walking at the speed that you're walking at or not wanting to get to the or wanting to go to the airport earlier than is necessary. But I do think traveling solo is a liberating feeling.
I couldn't agree more. And I do think we were both very lucky. Well, lucky if you call it that, to have career like our jobs forced travel, solo travel.
Mhm.
I traveled so much of my career for the first, 12 years. And I was gone by myself all over the country working. But at the first few years, I remember just sitting in my hotel room. Like I felt weird, but agreed. The being okay and being comfortable by yourself in any scenario, home, travel, a restaurant, a movie, that do that more 30-year-olds and friends of ours that are listening. Do it now. If you're 40, 50, 60, do it now. If you want to, you should do it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yes, a friend of mine goes on a solo trip every year still. She travels a
I
lot with her
love that.
husband, but she still goes on a solo trip because it is liberating. She's able to be by herself, do whatever she wants. And I think that's great.
Yeah. The other thing I would tell 30-year-old Wendy is don't dye your hair black. It is not a good look. It's not a good hair color on you. Um, I know you want to. I was very adventurous with my hair throughout my younger, years, decades. Excuse me. So like, black isn't it? I was auburn. It was fine. Brunette, highlight, blonde, fine. Black was not it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Who hurt you? Who hurt you, 30-year-old Wendy, that you had to dye your hair back black?
Don't worry about
Oh,
me dyeing my hair. I have never dyed my
yeah.
hair and no plan on it.
Gosh, you're so lucky.
Okay,
You have
but
the best hair.
like on a serious note, what I wish that I would have done when I was 30 or in my 30s, I wish I would have had like more meaningful conversations with friends. Um, I had a blast in my 30s.
Yeah.
Everything was fun. We were hosting costume and theme parties. We were doing all kinds of trips. We were doing all these fun things. But I feel like I missed having meaningful conversations to get to like understand some of the things that my friends were doing. And not just with my friends, but like with my family. I think I took advantage of the fact that like I had a big social network. We were always doing stuff. I am really close with my family, but I think I missed having these like meaningful conversations. And I started to do it later in my 30s, but ask your friends like what goals they want to accomplish. Have them
Hmm.
force you to come up with goals and then help each other achieve them, because that is just going to grow your friendships with your friends, but also the relationships with your parents so much deeper, and it's just going to be really, really meaningful. Um, I wish that I would have done that earlier, and not just in my 30s, but even earlier than that.
Hmm.
I lost my grandparents when I was really young, and I think back and look at my friends that have close relationships with their grandparents, and I'm like, I wish that I would have asked them this. I wish that I would have
Yeah.
done this. So have meaningful conversations over coffee, over a cocktail, whatever it is, but make sure you're setting time aside to like check in on your friends and
Yeah.
set goals and then hold each other accountable for it. I wish I would have been better at that.
Yeah. Which is weird to hear because I think you were good at that. Of anybody, I think you did it well, but I see what you're saying. And I think why 40 is not the new 30 and why 40 is just 40 and 42 is 42 and 53 is 53 is because I think with not age and numbers, but age and experience, I have become more vulnerable. And I think that's part of like having meaningful conversations. Not only do you need to go a little deeper sometimes, you can still have fun. Kiki it up. We love a
Hmm.
kiki. But it's important to be vulnerable and let the people in your around you be vulnerable with you without judgment, without criticism, like be vulnerable. So I would tell my 30-year-old self, get to therapy sooner. Like, get to therapy sooner. I did it at 35, pretty intensive, changed my life. But I would have told me specifically, Wendy, to go to therapy sooner because it will unlock a side of vulnerability that you desperately craved and didn't know was inside of you for the years prior. So
Yeah.
I think vulnerability is an important thing that I love watching in the people close to me in our 40s and 50s. Um, Being able to say, like, I'm not okay. Me
Hmm.
saying I'm not okay right now doesn't mean I'm not going to be okay someday. It just means in this moment I'm not okay. And it's also okay to be like, if you want to be vulnerable and tell me something, I won't respond. What do you need? Do you need a cheerleader? Do you need advice? Do you need to vent? The two of us say that to each other all the time. And sometimes it's like I just need to say something and you not respond. And I think it's important to find that this is wrapping up what I would tell 30-year-olds or my 30-year-old self is like keep surrounding yourself with people that
Hmm.
is okay with. And I'm lucky that I'm still surrounded by a lot of people I was surrounded with in my 30s. But that's what I think. And I think it's fun to watch and rewarding to watch people you love become comfortable in that. That's really, really rewarding for me. To your another thing, this is womp womp. You think we're funny all the time. We do both. And we make up our own songs. I I think I would have told my 30-year-old self to have, yes, more meaningful conversations, but also like time moves fast and things change quickly more than you could ever know. So I would have told my 30-year-old self that your mom is not going to be there when you turn 40. So even though she's your best friend and even though she's your travel partner and even though you talk to her every day, be there more
Hmm.
because I need to take a sip of my espresso martini. For those that can't see us, we cry a lot, but we are so productive. That's the sweatshirt I'm wearing on purpose today. But I would also tell my 30-year-old self that, like, you are going to lose your mom. It is going to rock your world, and you're not going to be able to know how to handle it. It'll affect every aspect of your life, and you're not okay because of it. But you do wake up every day, and the world keeps turning. So, though you think it's going to end your life, it won't. It'll change your life, but it's not going to end your life. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Going to leave it there.
Yeah, it is challenging because as you as you feel like you have to hit these milestones, your life is still moving forward. You need to
Hmm.
be able to focus on the things that you can control because there's going to be a lot that's thrown at you.
Yeah.
I think if you loved your 30s and you enjoyed your 30s, like you are going to love your 40s. Now, I
Oh.
am early into this new decade, but there has been something switch in me the last few years where I really have started to focus on what I can control and
Hmm.
identify what actually matters to me.
Hmm.
And everything can't matter. So focus on the things that are valuable to you, what you find as precious, and be authentically yourself.
Yeah.
And I think with as you enter the back 40, as I like to call it, um, you do have to start balancing some heavier things
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
don't think about early on and you shouldn't think about. But there's a lot of great things that are to come as you get older. Um, Balancing watching your parents age
Oof.
is hard and it will continue to be hard. Um, but there's so many good things to look forward to as well. So I would challenge people to not think about um like turning 40 and um like getting older and how to balance it, but like how do we evolve versus
Hmm.
age? Because
Yeah.
there's always still time to change. There's always time to make additional friends, not necessarily new friends, but like you can make additional friends. You can reinvest in some of the friendships that you have and make sure that you are getting out of your friendships what you want and that you're
Yeah.
also putting into it because you can have acquaintances, you can have surface level
Hmm.
friends. Those are great to have, but make sure
Yeah.
you have a core group of people that you can have these deep conversations with because shit is going to get hard and
Yeah.
you need to have those people that you can like have those conversations with. So I
Yeah.
think transitioning into your 40s is like a powerful opportunity to like lean into a period um, of like clarity. What
Yeah.
matters to you? Um, so I think challenge the myths that are out there about turning 40 and like be the exception. Don't be the statistic.
Right.
Like challenge what those myths are. Be authentically yourself. Set goals for yourself, but have conversations uh, with your friends, with your family, set goals for yourself and achieve them.
Yeah. I think that the other thing is like the myths as the years go by. First of all, aging. Every birthday I love. I don't care how old I am. It's better than the alternative. So I'll be 43 next April. That'll be great because that's better than the alternative, right? Seeing a 43rd birthday is incredible, and that will be better than the alternative. I think that you're right. Perspective is important. I don't even want to challenge myths. I just want to be. I want to be and support women who are being authentic and genuine. And I think most people I know as we get older are more comfortable with who they are and they are doing like I think it's not just us. I don't think like I do think there is a perception out there is like you get older and this and that. Listen, I like to go to bed early. I don't like nothing good happens after midnight. unless you're with your close friends having a Whitney Houston concert, locked in a cabin, cue lights, fog machine up, white dress, not wedding. I
Yes.
think that, so I think nothing good happen. Like, go to bed, things hurt. My skin doesn't look like it did. I'll wear a lot of sunscreen, 30, 20-year-old Wendy, and get all the freaking tanning beds. There's a lot of things that my body is changing. My body is different. My mind, though, is better and crisper. And to your point, like the myths, nothing is ever too late. I literally resigned from my job recently just because it wasn't the right fit for me. Not the company, not the job, but like in this season of my life, it just wasn't right. And it's the scare. It honestly is the scariest thing I've ever done in the sense of making a decision for myself. And I'm still questioning if it was right, but it just, life is too short. And have perspective, challenge myths, surround yourself with women who support you. Surround yourself with women who support you. Surround yourself with men who support you. This is what, if you're 30, 20, if you're 60 here in this, surround yourself with women and men that support you. And that's important. And I think I love, I've said it before, I'll continue to say it. This is like this age is where I was meant to be. I feel so settled and happy and comfortable. I also feel sad and scared and all of the things, but at least I can sit in it and I can identify it. So
Hmm.
40 is not the new 30. 40 is 40, because it's just not worth being bothered about. So forget what age somebody in Hollywood, forget what they look like. They have millions of dollars to look good. Just forget all of it and look at your life and the people that are in it and just make sure that's what you want it to look like. And if it's not, change it. Change it, girl. Do you?
Change it.
I also read somewhere, it's like, someone said 30 is just a tutorial level. We're getting to the advanced level. I loved that.
I love it.
I also read that at 30 you're still proving yourself, and at 40 you've got receipts, confidence, and maybe a few wrinkles that you earned, which led me to remember receipts, timelines,
Screenshot.
housewives, screenshots, the
Proof.
recipe, proof. Yeah, Heather Gay. So yeah, I'm 30. 40 is 40. 40 is not the new 30. 40 is 40.
40 is 40.
40 is 40. That was a deep one. We went there.
We went there. Final thoughts. My final thought is focus on the things you can control. Celebrate milestones that you set for yourself. Embrace new experiences and pluck your damn chin hair. The older you get, if you haven't found the one chin hair that is rogue, it's not that you don't have it. You just haven't found it yet. So pluck your chin hair, straighten your crown, and let's kick this new decade in the ass.
Yeah. And it's okay if you have a lot of chin hair. That's also okay. It doesn't have to just be one rogue. It could be
But
50 rogue.
there
Tweeze
is
them.
always one.
The wiry dark one, mine
Yeah.
always is right here. Like, mine's on the chin, on the side. I can feel it. And I swear when I tweeze a chin hair, it comes back in 32 seconds. How do they grow so fast?
If you have not found your chin hair, I need you to go to your car right now because the car has the best light.
Oh, yeah.
Open your sunroof and look in your visor mirror and let the sun glisten on it. You will find it.
It's there.
So straighten your crown,
yeah.
pluck your chin hair, and tackle your 40s.
Yeah. I loved sipping with you today. Early morning sip in Spiral is where it's at.
I love
So
it.
cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, 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 cheers. We're cheersing our last sips. Mine's an espresso martini. It's not iced coffee. So I just want one more drink. Oh, as always, we love sipping with anybody that's listening. Hope you are sipping on something that makes you feel good and is a warm hug inside, whatever it might be. Find a moment to spiral to yourself or to your friends today. And just remember that that was another lap around the spiral, proving once again that life doesn't make sense always, but at least overthinking it with a drink, coffee or espresso martini, and a best friend feels like free therapy. Until next time, keep sipping and keep spiraling. Cheers!
Cheers.